So, hello everyone, and good afternoon, and welcome to our postdoctoral affair seminar series. I'm Madhumita Joshi. I'm Director of Postdoctoral Success. This is our postdoctoral affair seminar series first seminar for fall 2025, and these postdoctoral affairs seminar series are mainly topics selected based on our postdoctoral needs and their request. And today's topic is navigating our postdoctoral annual evaluation process and how to set up your SMART goal. So we have our guest speaker, Ms. Shelley Karvoff, and she is Director for People Excellence. And she will be walking us through the whole process. She's the one who designed the program. And if you are new, I know a couple of you are new here. So if you are new, this is the right time for you to um, talk to her. And after she finishes the talk, ask her if you have any question. And also she is planning to update the whole process, and we are asking your suggestion or feedback. So this is really a great time. So if you need, whoever you are already using this system, so it's the right time to please suggest your question or your any feedback you have. So it will help us to uh, make the program more efficient for you all annual evaluation. So thank you all again, and thank you, Shelley. So stage is yours.
All right, so yeah, thanks, Madhumita, and hello, everybody. It's good to see some of y'all. I know cameras off are just fine for me, but I know some of you were at the onboarding, the orientation. I think I see a few familiar names there as well. So yeah, we're going to just walk through performance evaluations. And just to give you a heads up, and I think I have it on a slide as well, the new evaluation, FY26 evaluation, is not in the system. You can't access it quite yet. And those of you who have been with us for a while may know this process. So those of you that are new, our process really began September 1 and it wraps up the end of August. However, with that being said, we're in the middle of wrapping up FY25, still having meetings and all of those evaluation one-on-ones. And when we end up putting two evaluations in the system, it confuses people. So we don't actually load the new system. We don't load the new evaluation template until the first week of November. So if you're new and you're like, I want to put my SMART goals in, I'm so excited, you're so eager to do that, you just won't be able to put them in the system until the first week of November. And they're due November 26th. So you have time to get them entered. With that being said, it's past September 1, so we really should be creating and drafting and finalizing our goals. So for instance, in my department, we've already got our goals drafted. We're already working on, actually, one of my employees already met one of her goals because it was the wellness event that we had last week. So my team is definitely working towards them, already having them, ready and articulated. It's just that we won't load them into the system quite yet because, as I said, we found people working both on accident, like putting the wrong thing in the wrong evaluation. So I'm going to share just a few details. So I'm going to share my screen. I need access. So if somebody could give me access to share my screen. So what I'm going to do today while I'm getting that access is just give you some high-level overviews about the postdoc evaluation and in general performance evaluation here at UTSA. And then I will actually go into the system so that you can definitely see how to access. Now, I will share, I have the evaluation assigned to me, and so it'll look, not assigned to me, it's assigned to one of my employees, so it might look a little different for you guys, but I'll make sure you have a good look at how that's gonna look. And I'm trying to get you all squared away on my screen again because I've lost you, so I wanna make sure I can see y'all as a part of today. Oh, my goodness, my screen is being really picky. Let me see. Ah, there y'all are. Okay, so welcome to your postdoc evaluation and process. And Madhumita, if things come in the chat, if you'll help monitor those, I'd appreciate it so that we can keep an eye on what's going on in the chat if there's questions. And if you have questions, it's a small enough group, definitely come off your mic as well and ask. So just an overview, performance management is really more than just an evaluation. Performance management is really about having goals set and having those opportunities to check in with your leader, your supervisor regarding those goals, getting feedback, asking them questions, if you need barriers removed to help you get to your goals. That's all a part of this process. Celebrating. I know we just celebrated this one event as a goal that we've done it, and it was a great service to our employees, and we're looking at next year already. But it's more than just, hey, here's some SMART goals, here's a mid-year check-in, here's an evaluation, and going on. It's more than that. It's really, our SMART goals are the purpose and the mission of why we do our work. I get excited about our goals because that's why I come to UTSA. I want to achieve these goals because it benefits whatever it is, whether it's what we do with the Employee Success Center, whether it's research that you're a part of, or whatever it might be. Those goals should get us excited and motivated about the work. And then we are constantly checking in on progress, those milestones, and updating our supervisors along the way and celebrating those successes. So really more than just the evaluation. This is the timeline when we're talking about the evaluation process. This is the timeline. So it's kind of out of whack, it seems like, because we're wrapping up August items still, because we're still doing self-evaluation, manager evaluations. Those have been turned in or whatever, but September is calibration, but September is also that overlap of, hey, start those new goals. So we're wrapping up FY25, we're heading into FY26, and in September, we're setting those SMART goals. And then in November, we're putting those actually in the system. Like, we've already got them ready, we're just gonna pop them into the system. And then March is the mid-year check-in. And then it's, again, you should be having ongoing communication with your supervisor about your goals. April, May, June, July, August, all through those times, even though in July we start our self-evaluation and then the manager evaluations in August. So that's just a kind of a snapshot of the actual evaluation process. All of this is on our performance management website. I'll send this slide deck to Madhumita. She can share it with this group so that you have access to the live links as well. So I'm going to go back here as I talk about SMART goals. The performance management website also has tools for you on how to put the SMART goals in the system, but also how to create a SMART goal. There's a SMART goal generator. Of course, that thing was around before AI and all of this Copilot and all of that. So I definitely think you can utilize those AI tools to pop in the gist of your SMART goals, including like your metrics and when you want to have it done and what it is that you want to have done. That can also help you create a SMART goal for the work that you're doing as well. So the components of a postdoctoral evaluation. So there's a couple of things when we go into the system. There's they don't look like tabs in the sense that they have little boxes around them, but there's tabs across the evaluation. When you first log in, there's an instruction tab that tells you step by step how to complete the evaluation and enter your goals. There's goals and criteria section that is in there, and there's part of that criteria is the leadership criteria. So I'm actually going to show you that. So you have research goals and leadership and teamwork. And so in those two areas is where you're going to put the research goals, or you're going to put your SMART goals. And then the leadership and teamwork is a pre-populated, predefined criteria around all the different work that y'all do. And actually, I see 3 stages. It's actually, I think is it 3 or 4? I'll have to go look. But it's the stages of a postdoc. And then in that space, it's very important that you populate items aligned to the work that you do. If you leave the leadership teamwork section blank, that is one of the areas that is rated. And when it comes time to ratings, if you leave it blank, it will rate as a 0. I don't want anybody to get a 0 because they forgot to do this process. So it's really important that when the system is loaded in November, you open it up, you enter your SMART goals, and then you enter your leadership and teamwork items. Again, it's predefined. You can go select, and I'll share how you can do that here in a moment, but making sure that both of those sections are filled. We have an opportunity. Those are due November 26th, but then at the mid-year check-in in February and March, You can adjust those, make edits, remove, add, all of those things. But March is the last time you can edit those, because once the evaluation is open, the evaluation portion, you can't go back. So again, hear me, goals and the leadership tab both need to be completed as a part of this process and finalized before March for sure. Once the evaluation is open, those sections are still there. And then you see a core values section that is populated. And then there's a research section. So the core values are things like collaboration, integrity. Those are all in every single one of our evaluations. And then the research tab are things specific to postdocs. And that is an area where we're taking a look to see if there's some enhancements that we can make this year for next year. So as you're in this process, if you have feedback about it, make sure you let Madhumita know, and she can share that feedback with our group that's working on that, our project team. So the research section has research skills and research independence. So we're going to actually go into the system. So I'm going to move my screen over so you can see the PeopleSoft system. So to access your evaluation, you will need to go into PeopleSoft. That's where you see like your paycheck and your time and just kind of all your profile, all of those, you might have had an onboarding tile in here if you were new this year. So this is your PeopleSoft. You will access it through employee self-service. As I mentioned earlier, I have it assigned to one of my employees so that I can review this today. So I'm actually going to access it as a manager. But again, you would access it, and let me go back here, employee self-service, and then you will see performance. And when you click on your performance tab, again, if you're new, you don't have anything there yet, but you will have the evaluation populated here, and then you can click on it. And again, not till November, but you'll be able to click on it and access it that way. I'm going to access it again as a manager, but it will look very similar when you see it. So we are here when we load the performance evaluations into the system in November. We're at goal setting, and you'll see it's due November 26th. Again, you will do goals and leading and teamwork. So as I mentioned earlier, there's the 3 tabs. So this is the instruction. So you're done with today and you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know what she said. And I know this is recorded and you'll have the slide deck, but you can also go here. If you click expand, then it will give you all of the details of how to navigate the system. It is all there so that you can do the step-by-step piece of that. So what you'll do is make sure that you enter your research goals. That will be step 1. Step 2 is set the criteria for leading and teamwork. Then view the criteria, which I'll show you how to do that, and I'll show you how to select. Making sure that you have everything. One of the things that you need to note is while you're in the system does not autosave. So when you make edits, when you add comments, save every single time. Please save. We often think, oh, I can get it done in one sitting. Doorbell rings, you get up, you're getting your Amazon delivery or whatever, your DoorDash, and then the system times out and you lose all your stuff. So save. So then you'll notify. So inside the system, you will have save and notify. There'll be a button called notify here. So when you're done, you can notify your manager that you've done it. And then we just have some frequently asked questions that you can take a look at here. So those are the instructions. As I mentioned, you'll enter research goals. So to enter your research goals, you can see it's blank right now. So we click add item. You would add your own item. Click next. Give it a title. So I'm just going to title it research goal number 1. I would definitely make sure you title it something that is aligned to whatever the content is. And then you would enter your SMART goal. So by August 2026, I will, whatever it might be, increase my submission for journals by 2 journals, whatever it might be, add that in, and then you will click add. Ooh, there we go. Click add, and then you will see it there. And you'll continue this until you have all your goals entered. We recommend 3 to 5 goals, keeping it between 3 and 5 goals. If you're like, oh, I need to edit that, you can click the pencil, edit it. If you're looking at it and you're like, no, I'm not doing that goal, you can also delete it by clicking the trash can. Then if you need to add another goal, you click add item, the same thing, add your own item, title it, description, and then click add. I'm going to click return to get me back to the screen, and you can see my goal. I'm going to click save because if I don't, it will not auto save. So you again do this 3 to 5 more times until you have all of your SMART goals in there, making sure your SMART goals are aligned to the work that you're doing in the year ahead. And then you'll see the leading and teamwork tab. We have this automatically populating. We wanted to make sure that nobody ended up with 0 as a rating, so we have it automatically populating for stage 1. As mentioned earlier, there are 3 stages that are here, and I'll show you how you can search those, just depending on where you're at as a postdoc. Are you brand new to being a postdoc? Are there some elements of leadership that are a part of your role this year? It really is a range of wherever you're at in your career here. So I can click expand to see all of these stages. I can click collapse, and I can just click 1 if I want to. So you can see that there's early career team working with others, early career communication, leadership, and conflict resolution. So those are all stage 1 postdoctoral criteria that may fit the work and your roles and responsibilities. I encourage you to review each of those and talk with your leader. You can probably talk with Madhumita too about which ones align to where you're at. So read the criteria, determine whether it is aligned to what you're doing or not. If it is, you can keep it. If you're thinking, oh, you know what, I don't have any leadership skills, even though I will challenge everybody to say everybody's a leader, but maybe this is one that you're thinking, no, this is not one that's aligned to my work this year, you can remove it by clicking the trash can and then confirming. I'm going to click save. Now, as I mentioned, there's 2 other stages. So you'll want to click add item. And I would just suggest typing in the word stage and click search, because then you'll see all of the other criteria, including the one we deleted. If you're needing to go get it and bring it back, you can go grab it back and add it. So I'm actually going to click all of them just to move them over for now, because it's easier to see them that way. And then I'll expand. I'm going to collapse and then expand them as I go. So I can look at stage 2. Oh yeah, am I going to do some mentoring this year? Absolutely. So I'm going to keep that one. Am I a supervisor of others? No, so I'm not going to direct others this year. So I'm going to remove that one. So then you can go through and decide which ones align and which ones don't, and making sure that you choose the ones that align to the roles and responsibilities that you have in the year ahead. Again, if you're unsure, talk to your supervisor, ask for that conversation to happen so that y'all can choose those together and make sure it's truly aligned. I don't want you to put in all of those if they're not all pertaining. You really want to make sure it's aligned to the work that you're going to be doing. So you'll click save once you have determined which ones you need to include. Again, must be done before the mid-year check-in is finalized. So what will happen is after you've written your SMART goals, you added them in by November 26th, you selected your criteria by November 26th, and then you've hit save several times, you will actually have a notify button, and you can click notify and email your leader. So like this for me goes to Stephanie because this is hers. Hers would come to me. I can send a message that says, hey, I've updated my SMART goals and my criteria. Please take a look and let me know if I need to make any edits. Click send, and it sends them an email so that you have that already complete. I'm going to click submit because I want to show you just the mid-year check-in as well as a part of this process. So once that is done, you're meeting with your supervisor on a routine basis, discussing progress towards your goals, discussing progress towards your criteria. Then you meet with your leader at the mid-year check-in. and you'll get to have another opportunity to talk about progress, next steps, barriers, challenges, whatever that might be. At that time, whatever goals you have, you'll be able to add comments. The manager adds comments. You have a conversation. Same thing with leading and teamwork. There's an opportunity to discuss those. It's not necessarily an opportunity to add comments here, but you definitely can have conversations, talk about where you're at in that area, and any progress or support or feedback that you might need. This is the last time that you can edit, add, delete. You can no longer do this after the mid-year check-in. Same with goals. You can edit, delete, or add at the mid-year check-in. And you can see that here again. You can add and delete or add another one if you need to at this time. You can't adjust these. Those are preset. However, if you needed to add something, you could potentially, let me see if you can add one. I don't know if I don't think so on this one actually. No. So you can only add the predefined or delete the predefined. You can't add your own item in there. Turn. So again, goals, add, edit, delete. Before the mid-year check-in wraps up, leading and teamwork, you can add or remove at that time. So if I think, oh, everything's good, I want all of these, we're good to go, we're locking them in, the manager at that point will then move to the next checkpoint. Like there's some steps that they'll have to do, but that will wrap it up and then they'll open the evaluation. And I'm actually going to show you all that as well, just so you get a look at it. So once your manager has opened the evaluation, you will be able to review and or you'll be able to update your self-eval, and then your manager will complete a manager evaluation. I'm going to show you what it looks like. When you open it for your end, you'll have your research goals and you'll be able to make comments and you'll rate them as either goal achieved or not achieved. You'll have a spot here. Like I said, I'm in as the manager. You'll be in as an employee and you'll have an opportunity to put comments and your rating. The same with the core values. So remember that the core values didn't populate at the beginning. They populate once the evaluation is open. This is where, again, you would add your comments, add your ratings. You'll see the leading and teamwork. I'm going to come back to that other one. Leading and teamwork, whichever stages you created or added in, those will be there. And then you'll see the new tab, research. And this is where you can go through and look at the various topics that, again, I worked closely with Madhumita and some others to create this tab to align it to the work of a postdoc. This is the area where we're actually doing some enhancements this year. So as you're in it later on, you'll see this populate after March. As you're looking at it, if there's things in there that you're like, oh, these could be bind, or, oh, I don't know if this really pertains, we definitely welcome that feedback. We won't be changing them for this year, but we'll be making enhancements for the year ahead. So this is where you can go look at scholarly communication, for instance, read the description, add your comments. How are you doing? What kind of updates can you provide about you as it relates to scholarly communication? You'll add your rating, you'll save, and then you'll submit the evaluation to your manager. So that's really the high level of this. Then as you saw in the process, the timeline earlier, after you do self-evaluation, your manager does a manager evaluation, there's some calibration that happens, and then the employee one-on-one where you go through the evaluation together, which some of you, if you're not new, you're already going through that process now. So, or you're doing that this month. So then those scores get locked in, you get it emailed to you, you acknowledge receipt of it, and we move on to the next year. So that is like the large view of the performance evaluation process. And then just some next steps. So enter your research goals. November 26th is the due date. Select the criteria for the leading teamwork tab. Also do November 26th, remembering that you can edit them, tweak them, add, delete them between November 26th and March. And then make sure you're saving and saving often. When you are in the system, you can see here's the notify and save, as I was talking about earlier. Once you've completed your goals and your leadership and teamwork criteria, make sure you click notify, send an email to your leader. Hey, I've updated the system. Please let me know if there's any revisions needed. And then making sure that you collaborate with your leader, your supervisor, and if you need assistance, your HR business partner is also available, depending on your area, which I actually have them as a part of this as well. I'll share that screen. So some resources I've added. There's an input guide. Actually, I'll send that with this slide deck to Madhumita. Obviously, you can reach out to her if you need help. There's my email if you need anything. We do have a performance management website. That QR code will take you to some resources as well. We have a training and events flyer. We don't do formal training for SMART goals. However, we do have on-demand training on the website that you can click on and utilize. We have employee guides as well on there, and then a SMART goal worksheet. So you can actually use that to help create your SMART goals. And then our Employee Success Center, just overall, we offer leadership, wellness, employee assistance program, any of those things that you might need as well. And then, as I mentioned, your HR business partner. So each of the colleges, each of the areas have a specific HR business partner that you can reach out to if you need support with whether it's your goals or navigating conflict resolution or challenging situations. They are there to help provide support, coaching, mediation, whatever it might be as a part of a resource to you. And I mean, that is it in a nutshell. So I'll pause, see if there's any questions, because now is the time. If you have any of those questions, I'm happy to take those. Or if you need to reach out to me via Teams, that's a great way to get a hold of me as well. Just make sure you do the little @ thing so it notifies me. But I think, do you have a question, Saralyn?
Yeah. So in my offer letter, there's like different things I need to accomplish every year. Could I just use like what fits as those in my SMART goals?
I believe so. I have not seen those offer letters, but if there's like outlined your roles and responsibilities and the outcomes of your role, I definitely think you could use those as a part of that.
And then my second question, as far as for the leadership, like for the national organization, like I'm a board member of part of it. Can I, if that term still extends through this year, can I put that as one of my, like, can it be outside of the university?
I think, I'm on a board as well, and, that definitely reflects on the university and the work that you're doing. So I think talk with your supervisor, but I would say that would be one of the items, as a part of leading as a postdoc. You might have some other leadership areas where you're a role model with others or whatever that might, leading other groups, projects, whatever that might be. So it may be an overarching leadership kind of SMART goal, and included in that is, project groups that you're a part of, this board that you're a part of, like you could add that as some of the items. Does that make sense?
Okay, perfect. Those are my two questions. Thank you, and thank you for the presentation. It was helpful.
Sure. Parker, did you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I just recently started. We haven't gotten a webcam for this one, so I hence the black screen.
Oh, okay.
My quick question was, so I started on August 11th. I work here. I know there's a 45-day evaluation, and that time period is within that. Is the evaluations you had mentioned for those starting after June and July to be completed in November? Is that part of the 45-day evaluations? Because my my boss was asking about that, but I don't see that reflected in PeopleSoft.
So you would not, our postdocs are considered AMP employees, so you should not have a probationary evaluation in the system. There should,
Okay.
and I guess that's what you're saying to me is like, it's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's correct. So postdocs do not have a probationary evaluation. You will
Okay.
get assigned an annual evaluation in November that will run through the whole September 1. Yeah. So, and if your supervisor needs any assistance with that, they can reach out to me or the HR business partner. But yes, you're considered AMP. So AMP employees do not receive a probationary evaluation.
Yeah, that's no problem. She had just asked me to investigate about it. So I was
Yeah.
yeah, sure, of course. Thank you.
Perfect.
Any other question? Is there anyone who already using the system like more than a year? Because we, as Sally just mentioned, that we want your suggestion or feedback for her plan is to update the whole program for upcoming years, especially the research area part. So anybody have any suggestion? If you already use the program?
And if not, we can, we'll elicit some feedback maybe throughout the year as you get kind of into the system as well. Or you can always just, like I said, shoot an email to Madhumita or myself, and we're happy to take that feedback. Sarah Lynn, did you have something to add?
I have one more question. Do we do like an IDP, like our individual development plan, as part of the evaluation as well? Like, is that included, or is that something totally separate?
Madhumita, I'm going to have you add, because I think y'all do something specific with postdocs, correct?
Yes, so IDP, we already submitted to the university, but which has, I think it's taking little more time. So it's not the same one, but the leadership and teamwork part, which is kind of embedded in the IDP. So that's we consider as a IDP. So you can put your separate IDP at this time if you are using any other like smart scale or any what is that? Depends on your you are from STEM or you non-STEM. You have several other program for IDP, but our this leadership and teamwork part, which will be considered as a IDP, but there is another IDP which is still we are under process, so it's not yet there.
Okay.
But
Thank you.
yeah, and Sherilyn, for you, are you a bridge to faculty postdoc?
Yeah.
Yes, so I actually was planning to ask Shelly. I know Bridge to Faculty, you guys have tons of things supposed to do in your offer letter. So, but Shelly, I think they have only one uh, performance evaluation, except they have some department wise. Otherwise, you don't have any special one or any separate thing for this category of Bridge to Faculty postdoc, right? This is the only one.
This is the only one. Yep, we only have the one eval. Yeah, and that's something I think we're going to look at as part of the enhancements, is if there's a way to bridge anything with that as well. And then Sarah Lynn, I was going to add, as when you do the evaluation portion of the evaluation, you can actually attach any, like if you have an IDP or whatever, you can attach that as a part of evidence as well. I should have mentioned that earlier. So there's an opportunity to attach any of your work as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think at the bottom there is an attachment part where even what for me, my evaluation, what I do, literally whatever I'm doing, I will forget next 6 months. So I just keep adding those, and end of that, I just add whole Word file or PDF file just for supervisor to know what are the things you did. So yeah, and ultimately supervisor are the main one to see where they can what are the things you are doing, like leadership or any other thing you are doing, teaching, mentoring. So yeah, make sure you discuss with your supervisor time to time, and especially bridge to faculty people. You guys have to have a lot of things, I know. Yeah.
All right, well, if there's no more questions, Madhumita, I have a couple of things and I'll send this to you like tomorrow, maybe this plus that guide. And then I'll make sure there's links for the performance management website for everybody, so those are handy. And I appreciate y'all's time today. And if you think of anything else, reach out. We're here for you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shelley. I truly appreciate your help and come time to time to
Sure.
help our postdoctoral fellows.
Sure, it's always great to hop on a call with everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes, and if any one of you have any other question, I see Parker, you are new, you said. Is there any other one, anybody else are new? Have any question?
Can you hear me?
Hi, Patrick, do you have any question?
Yes. So I recently joined on September 12th, but I don't receive any emails regarding these postdocs. I got this from a friend who forwarded this to me, so I wonder, how do I join the mailing list?
Okay, so what happened is from our HR who are responsible for the hiring, so they gave us time to time who are the new people coming. So
Okay.
September's I think they haven't sent yet the September list, But what you can do is, can you share your email, or do you know my email? I'm Madhumita Joshi at UTSA. So if
I
you
will
just
find
send
it,
me,
yes.
yeah, so if you
Okay.
just send me the email, I will add you in the list. But
Ah,
sometimes
okay.
it takes little time to come from HR. They might wait for whole September group and then send. But yeah, they will do it within a week.
Ah, okay. Thank you very much.
But thank you for joining, because it's really important for especially new people. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
And Parker, you are asking for some of the specific 45 days one, but if your supervisor was asking for it, please check with your department, because sometimes department has their special requirement. I don't know, you are from which department, but you can check from any other postdoc from your department, or your department administrator, so they can tell you more.
All right, yeah, I can definitely do that, just to double check.
Which department are you from?
I believe I'm in the molecular microbiology department.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, then I am pretty sure no, we have a lot of postdoc from molecular microbiology, but I haven't heard anything like that before. But still, you can check with them.
Yeah, yeah, you know, can't hurt.
Yeah. Anyone has any other question? Feel free to join, and sometimes we can help each other too.
That is very true.
Yeah. And again, I am Madhumita Joshi. I am from Postdoctoral Affairs Office. My colleague Cynthia Meka and John Shepherd, we all are from graduate and postdoctoral success program. So anytime you guys have any question, just send us an email. And especially next month, I know, especially for new people, you might need some more direction for SMART goal and any other thing. Feel free to reach out.
Yes, thank you.
If there is no other question, then thank you all again for joining.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.